Well, it's a Tuesday morning and my watch says 8 o'clock. So here we are.
We are here. Somehow we made it to this day.
Somehow both of us usually start the show early by just kind of reviewing what's happened so far in our day. And we both have determined that this day is shot. You know, we just it just started off on the wrong foot and it just kept hopping on the same
Once
foot.
once I'm done with these shows, I'm done. I'm not even trying to accomplish anything today. I'm accepting my fate.
Yeah. And it's 8 o'clock in the morning and you figure, yeah, I still got a whole day of this crap.
Yeah, it's a train wreck. I can't wait.
Yeah, you put your foot on the brake and nothing happens.
Yep, let's go, you know.
Which you've been there before with that one.
I've been there before, yes.
Right?
I've Fast and the Furious my way into some brake shops, so let me tell you. Good God. I just should have turned the camera on for that one.
Fun. Well, hey, I was thinking about kind of strange talents that you and I might have, you know, or things that little known facts about us that our audience may not know. I mean, other than the fact that they were both weird.
Yeah, there's that.
which is a given. But you know, are there some, I mean, strange things that people just don't know about Brandon Novara?
I don't really have any talent.
Your biggest talent is no talent, right?
Yeah. You know, you hear people like you meet people and you start talking to them, and then like maybe 6 months, 12 months, 2 years later, they're like, well, you know, I actually wrote a play, you know. No, I'm very boring. But I guess, you know, funny thing is, funny, you know, I don't know if people know, but I can't really play instruments. I can kind of pick up some stuff here and there. But I really was not like grand top-notch level, obviously, but I was actually really good at DJing and really good at producing electronic music when I did that for a few years behind the scenes. I was actually shockingly good at it, like, because I picked it up late in life. You know, I enjoyed it for a long time, but I didn't really start messing with it until later, you know, in my 20s, you know. So but I actually got pretty good at it. And I remember for a while there, I had my own little promotion company and I had several DJs under my belt. And I remember being in the studio with them mixing, and they were definitely way more talented than I was, but being able to put that together and really do it. Even now today, when I mess around with Luke or I hear music, I'm counting the beats and trying to figure out, look, I'm not Dr. Dre, but I'm pretty, you know, I think I'm pretty good at it. I don't want to do it anymore, but I think I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah. I mean, I always think of Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder used to, you know, I mean, he would put out an album where he was the only talent on the album. He played every instrument. It was just insane. Track after track after track, and then mixing them together. And he would play all the instruments on the album.
Yeah, I think that's just that's just pure talent. That's what that is. It's not about even being taught. That's pure talent. What about you? You got some strange, every now and then you pop something out on me and I'm like, what? So you got any strange things or interesting talents that you're hiding there?
I can sleep standing up.
I could stay awake longer than probably anybody I know.
Well, yeah. No, but I actually learned how to, a buddy of mine in the Army taught me how to sleep standing up. And it's a matter of, you know, I mean, it's really what you would, or other people would term as like a Zen or something, where you get all of your weight concentrated like into the center of your body so that you become like a weeble and you won't fall over. And you just get so relaxed in your legs and everything that you can actually fall asleep standing up.
Really? Have you done it recently since the Army?
No, I fall down a lot now.
Sometimes I'm at work and I feel like I'm asleep. I don't know if that counts, but
no, I can't. I will fall asleep though if I'm reading at night. Really? All through high school, college, and everything. If I had to study, I'd have to get up at 3 or 4 in the morning, and I would have to do it then, because at late at night, if I sat down in a nice comfortable chair, opened up a book, I'm good for maybe a page and a half, and I'm gone.
They say too that if you can't sleep, like if you're struggling, obviously stay away from the tablets and the TV and just go into a room and maybe start to read. They suggest that. For me though, sometimes I get too hyper focused on the book or the story, and it's almost like watching
a series. Good that you get engrossed in it.
Yeah, sometimes when I can't sleep, unless I just accept the fact that I can't sleep, if I'm really trying to sleep, I'll go sit in just a dark room with nothing, like in the living room, dark, and just sit and just wait until I'm, in that phase. It
just doesn't work for me. I fell asleep looking at the centerfold of Playboy once.
Well, depending who was in it,
And it sure wasn't the poor girl's fault.
That's interesting. Yeah, I can't do that. What about I know sports. I know you ran track for a while.
No, I never ran track. Am
I making this up?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I was the water boy for the track team.
Okay, well, it's close enough.
Yeah, that got me on the team anyway. I was on the team, but I was just there to pass out towels and cups of water.
Okay, well, you definitely did archery. We know that.
Archery was my go-to sport, and I guess it was because there really wasn't too many other people that were interested in the sport, so I was able to excel at it. This, like they say, if you're a runner, the best way to do well is to find some really obscure little race where there's like only 20 people that entered, and you got a pretty good chance of doing something.
That's what kills me. Like for running, I never did track, and I should have. I definitely should have. Mine is the long distance. Even now, I'm not old. I'm going to be 44 in November, but even now, the long distance, I'm good at. I get a good run on the short, but I know people can smoke me on that. But long distance, I really kind of start to get to that next gear after that 4th and 5th mile. I feel okay. Like I set that pace.
You get into a groove.
Well. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know if that's a talent, but it's managed to help me out a lot. I tell you, just in exercise.
Most people that they say the difference between track and long distance running are the muscles. You have fast twitch muscles and you have slow twitch muscles. For doing 100 meter run, or a quarter mile sprint or whatever, that's fast twitch. That's why these guys will run a short track race or something and they're absolutely spent because they've burned out everything. Other people with long distance running, I have friends that have entered these 100-mile events, where the century runs, where they run 100 miles, but it's a matter of just a bit above walking, just enough.
Yeah, you're just kind of
like a consistent shuffle, which you learned when you were in the Army also, because when you'd have to go for a run, they usually called it a shuffle. You're moving from the knee down.
That makes sense.
But hey, how about, another thing that people probably don't know is I'm not much of a swimmer, but my strongest stroke is a side stroke, which most people don't do. And I guess it's because you have a tendency to swim while your head is above water.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Backstroke is that way too, but there's a little more effort involved. Side stroke, I could get in a pool and I could probably just go for a half hour or so without stopping.
I look like a mess when I try to do the backstroke. I look like I'm dying. I'm just like, I'm awkward. It's a mess. Like I was trying to show Luke like the different things because he's in swim class and we're, I'm like, hey, check out what I can do. And I'm like, never mind, don't do that.
You're out there just trying to do the backstroke, and the lifeguard's got his eyes on you, wondering if this guy's going down.
Right. Next thing I know, I've got Paul, the lifeguard, giving me mouth to mouth. Paul, I'm okay. It's fine. Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
I'm another thing. I'm how about driving? Can you drive long distances?
Oh yeah. I mean, I hate driving.
I'm not talking about golf. I'm not talking about golf clubs.
Yeah, I love golf carts. Lots of fun times in golf carts. I flipped a few in my day, but anyway, yeah, I do like long distance driving. Doesn't bother me at all. I prefer it too. I much prefer to be the person driving in a long distance, even though sitting and looking at stuff is cool. I get antsy and I hate it. Like we did a couple trips. I drove all the way to Michigan. I drove from here to Chicago to Michigan. And that was cool. And then on the way back, I was super tired because someone decided to, hang out with their friends and family till 3 o'clock in the morning drinking, and then realizing that we needed to leave at 7 a.m. So I was tired, and I let my wife drive. And I was like, I need to sleep for a couple hours. And that was rough because even though I knew I needed to sleep, I wanted to drive. But no, I like long distance driving. I feel good at it. But you know what I hate? I hate driving around town. I hate the city driving. I hate I hate it. I never want to do it. I hate it.
Yeah. Did you ever drive stick shift?
Yeah, I had a Dodge Neon stick shift, purple. It's like Prince's car,
Purple Dodge Neon.
I actually loved it, man. I thought I was awesome.
Boy, that's a real chick magnet, isn't it?
It was that dark purple. And I was like, look, it's like Purple Rain, man. I'm good, and it was a stick shift. And I used to think that thing was just like, I was going on the track with that thing. Yeah. I had, that's the only stick shift. Oh, I guess I did have a truck too at one point, like a pickup truck, like a Ford F-150, whatever. That had a stick.
Yeah. And that was, I mean, once in fact, my sister would still drive a stick shift if she could, except now they charge an exorbitant amount of money to get a car with manual transmission, because everything's automatic. It used to be in those days, they were all, automatic, you had to pay more for automatic transmission and all, but stick shift never bothered me until they opened up the fast food restaurants, because, if you went through the drive-through and you got your food, you realized I gotta keep one foot on the
otherwise you're doing one of these or you stall out.
Yeah. One on the clutch and one on the accelerator and one on the gear shift and everything. So you don't have a place for the burger.
What's funny is I used to stall out. There was this hill. I always remember it. It was on Grand River back in Michigan. And I remember going up, and it wasn't like a major hill. It was just kind of the way the light was positioned. And when I first was learning that stick, I was like, I don't want to get caught at the red light. I don't want to get caught at the red light. Sometimes I gun it, but there's always cops everywhere. So I remember getting caught at the red light. And I remember the cop behind me, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to roll back and hit him.
Right.
But I also don't want to stall out. I probably stalled out like twice, like, and I was like, oh my God, he's going to think something's wrong. And he pulled me over, but he didn't. But I used to always panic at that light until finally I figured out how to, maneuver my new vehicle, my Purple Rain car. So
you would get to that point where you could let out on the clutch just a little bit and give it a little bit on the accelerator. So you put yourself in a hold pattern and all that way. When the light turned, all you had to do was, give it a little more gas and you'd start to go. Because if you did it with your foot on the brake, you were taking a chance.
You were taking a big chance. Yeah. You ever meet those people? And I'm sure you have. I know you have. Those people that just have massive amounts of talent for the most, like for just anything. Like I've got a friend of mine that he was a good singer. I don't know if he is anymore. He's a good singer. He can draw and paint like no problem. He can play the piano. And I'm like, who are you? Like, where did this come from? Because it wasn't like he practiced this stuff and went to school for it. It just happened.
Yeah. And there are a lot of people that can play music without, and I played piano, took piano lessons as a kid and could read music. but there are so many people, especially today, that play instruments without ever taking a lesson, without ever reading a note.
Yeah.
They just hear something.
It's amazing.
They know where the notes are, and they recreate it. I mean, my grandson
cool,
plays a little by ear.
Oh, really? What does he play?
Piano and saxophone.
See, that's amazing to me. Like, I can hear the beats, I can hear the songs and the notes, and like, especially in a song, I can pull it back and really dissect it. But when it comes to playing it, I mean, a little on the drums, but when it comes to playing like anything else, I'm just like, I'm lost out there. It's like my drawing skills. My drawing skills are that of like a 2-year-old. Like, I am horrible. Like, I can't draw anything. Like, people like really take your time and try, and I'm like, no, it's so
me too.
bad.
I'm waiting for stick figure art to come back into vogue.
Yeah.
I think I could compete in stick figures.
I'm horrible at it. Like, I color with Luke, and he's in this weird phase where sometimes he really wants to color like the picture, whatever color he chooses. It might, it doesn't matter, but he wants to stay in the lines of color picture. But then there's other times he's like all over the place and he's drawing stuff everywhere. And he's like, there you go, Dad. And I'm like,
yeah,
what happened there? It's like a beautiful mind, it's.
Yeah. And then you walk into a gallery and some guy has taken, like blue paint and just splashed,
I know,
three big swatches or something up of blue paint and everything. And it's sitting up there on a wall with a $30,000 price tag.
Well, this is why I think some art is just pure nonsense and arrogance. But did you hear about that guy? This was a couple of years ago that sold the invisible painting.
An invisible painting?
Yes, it's literally a blank canvas. And they sold talent. It. And I got to look it up. Maybe by the next show, I'll know the answer to this. But I swear it was upwards of over $1 million.
It was just probably
someone bought it.
Oh my God.
I'm like, and they're like, he's like, it's what you make it. And I'm like, yeah, it's called a canvas. Of course it's what you make it.
Yeah.
You idiot.
Well,
some
or
French
a white
guy,
canvas, and you say, it's a polar bear in the North Pole.
It's crazy.
That's what
and someone's going to buy it. Someone's going to buy it. But I can't draw. I can't paint either. Painting like walls in a home, yeah, whatever, but I can't paint. And it's crazy. I see these people that, again, no lessons, nothing, and they just have that skill. And I think it's amazing, really.
Well, also what I think is amazing, we live in a town where they have murals everywhere. And
we need more.
Yeah, the murals are amazing. It's incredible how somebody can see something and then recreate it. I mean, I understand they'll do a sketch of it first, but to be able to do it like 30, 40, 50 times the size of what you've done on paper. It's amazing to me.
Yeah, I love seeing murals. Like when I go to like new cities, like, out of town, and they have those murals. And actually there's a Greenville, small little Greenville here in Texas. We drive through there when we go camping, depending on the area we're going. That little town, which really doesn't have a lot, but that little town is got murals everywhere. Really? It is amazing. There's a great diner there too, by the way, but amazing. And Luke and I stop there usually, and we'll go walk, and they've got really cool sculptures in the downtown. And I mean, it's, Greenville, it's a small downtown for sure, but what they did was awesome. It blew my mind. I saw it last year, and then we went back this year, and I was like, oh my God, they've added more. It's crazy. But yeah, I love seeing that in cities.
Well, it's something that a lot of the major cities are starting to do too. Chicago, it used to be called graffiti. Now, they're calling them murals. They're trying to get these graffiti artists to come in and actually do artwork, in the underpasses.
Absolutely.
And it creates something in a lot of the neighborhoods.
Well, you got these graffiti artists and street artists out there. I mean, there's still the tagging, there's still the gang stuff, but it's still just kids just, punking around. But you've got so many graffiti artists out there that are really good. I mean, I've got pictures in my home that are done by graffiti artists on canvas that I just love, and the city seeing that is probably like, what, we can't stop it, but if we can kind of hone it, I just did this thing on It was on social media. I don't know what it was. You know, skateboard, Frisco's got that skateboard park. Okay. It's really cool. Really cool skateboard park.
Haven't been there yet.
Yeah. You haven't gone on the board yet?
No. I could do it once. Just one. I used to, I'll tell you what, back in college, I was a pretty good skateboarder.
Were you?
I did. I mean, you know, they weren't as sophisticated as they are now and all, but back in Southern Indiana and all, there were some good hill areas, and we used to set up slaloms and all, and do slalom racing and all on skateboards.
I got into it for a little bit, but I didn't have a lot of good areas to go. And so I kind of quit. Yep. But this park that they put into Frisco is really nice. But they closed it down the other day, and because they were cleaning up the graffiti. And I saw some of the graffiti. I asked online, I said, hey, was this graffiti like offensive stuff, like, you know, jokes and like, or was this art? And one of the guys had taken pictures of it. Now, there were two different areas. You could tell they were done by different people.
Right.
One of them was downright art. It was cool looking, very cool. The other stuff was stupid kids saying stupid things. Not cool. But they cleaned up all of it. And I'm like, you know, so I said it out loud like I do. And I said, have you guys ever thought about maybe having a section dedicated to the art, or even having like a day, like sign up day, where they can come out and do this art and it's part of the park, because that's what makes it unique.
Yeah.
You know, and you're not going to get rid of all these kids from spraying stupid stuff. But if you sit there and you've got artists that are coming in and they're really making the park nice, they're going to kind of police it themselves.
Yeah. Or make a competition out of it.
Exactly. You know? Now, one person who, I'm not going to say their name, but who works on the council, replied back and was like, well, that might be a good idea, but we just think that would encourage bad graffiti or inappropriate stuff. And I'm like, see, that's the problem. That's why you don't get it. You can't build a skate park and not let these kids do that. That's why. But anyway, I digress. But that's what would be cool is, you know, let's let these artists that have this talent, give them a canvas. And I love that Chicago, Detroit, other cities that are doing that, Philly, that they do that. They embrace that.
Yeah. And as I said, I know in Chicago, they give awards. Awesome. Cash awards for some of these murals.
I don't know how they do it, man. I got to be honest with you. I tried spray painting stuff just for fun, and I'm just like, I can't do anything. I can barely make a circle, you know.
That's what I say. I'm waiting for stick art to come back. You know, this a circle and two little legs and in the arms.
Do you have any weird things, like, you know, you see those people that are like, hey, I can bend my elbow all the way back here, or I can, you know, I can take my foot off.
Touch your tongue, touch your nose with your tongue.
Oh, I can stick my tongue in my nose. True story. I'm gonna do it right now. If you guys aren't watching, this is why you should watch our lovely faces.
Disclaimer is if you get nauseated by this kind of stuff, then turn your.
Here we go. Let's see if I can do it. All right, here we go, guys. Hit my nose, guys. I felt my nose hairs on that one. Yeah, I could stick it in my nose, man. I can touch it, obviously, but I can get it in my nose. Yeah.
See,
that was.
Folks? Is there anybody else out there that has a co-host that knows how to stick their tongue in their nose?
I also be able to used to bend. So, you know, you can bend your hands like flat, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
I used to be able to go like a right angle. Let's see if I can do it here.
Oh. Wow.
That's all I got, guys. That's it.
The rubber band man.
I know. If I was back in the 30s, I'd be in a freak show making money right now. It'd be great.
No, well, I mean, there are a few other things that I've done, but man, they don't meet that class. I mean, you know, you're just in a class by yourself.
That's the level. We're at the 5th grade entertainment here on Trash Talk this morning.
My only talent is I will eat anything that's got either cinnamon on it or bacon in it.
Well, hey, yeah, I know. I don't know what you got that day when you came there, but it looked like you had some good stuff. So
See, now, if you had told me earlier today that the cinnamon rolls that you were making, you forgot to put the yeast in, I would have been over there to take all the cinnamon rolls off.
You don't want them. You would not want them. It's like, oh, they're so bad. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay, we won't talk about it.
It's a bad day, guys.
In fact, we probably won't talk about anything else today because we're just going to get on out of here, and we'll come back next week at 10 o'clock on Tuesday morning. 10 o'clock? 8 o'clock.
I'm too busy by 10. Okay.
I told you this day was going to go downhill right from the beginning. So, Trash Talk, 8 a.m. every Tuesday, right here with Brandon and Stuart. So,
yes.
Go out and make it a good one.